In order to become a landscape architect, you need a bachelor's or a master's degree in landscape architecture. There are two undergraduate professional degrees, a bachelor's of architecture and a bachelor's of science in landscape architecture. These usually take 4 to 5 years of study in design, construction techniques, art, history, natural and science, and social science. A master's degree in landscape architecture for a person who holds an undergraduate degree in landscape architecture normally takes 2 years of study, and 3 years for a person who holds an undergraduate degree in a field other than landscape architecture. Every state except Illinois, Massachusetts, and the District of Columbia requires a license, 1 to 4 years of supervised field work, and a passing grade in the landscape architecture registration exam.
Duties and roles of landscape architects. Landscape architects design attractive and functional public parks, gardens, playgrounds, residential areas, college campuses, and public spaces. They also plan the locations of buildings, roads, walkways, flowers, shrubs, and trees within these environments. Some skills that they need are talking to the client about the project, investigating the natural resources, features, wildlife, and plants in the area, using computer-aided design packages to create plans, writing reports and giving presentations to groups of people, estimating costs, and overseeing projects.
Next, we'll be going over the relationship between the architect and the landscape architect. The architect and the landscape architect pursue the same aim, to provide mankind with diverse indoor or open spaces while addressing individual needs. The need for cooperation is essential. Often the owner of the property has a vision of what he or she would like the final product to be. As the two designers work together, they're able to mold their parts of the construction to fit the owner's vision. There are many different aspects that need to be discussed, assuring that all goes as planned. For example, the irrigation of shrubs, trees, and grass is very important, especially after the first few months of installation. Driveways and sidewalks are also another area that should be discussed to ensure that both sides are happy with the designs and as well that the owner is okay with that. These are just a few examples of things that could be discussed between the architect that will help to assure that the customer is satisfied and that the plans are met.
The median annual wage for landscape architects was $63,810 in May 2005. The median wage is the wage at which half the workers in an occupation earned more than that amount and half earned less. The lowest 10% earn less than $40,230, and the highest 10% earn more than $104,710. In 2012, there was 20,100 jobs in the U.S. in the landscape architecture field. Once you earned your degree and passed the licensing exam, you can start your landscape architecture career. Inexperienced landscape architects who are just entering the workforce may prefer to work at a large architecture firm. Hardworking and talented landscape architects can also choose to go into a business for themselves and open their own landscape architecture firms.
The normal work schedule for a landscape architect, according to James from Gink Go Leaf Studio, can be as follows. Our schedule can vary as we might spend a whole day in the office catching up on emails and phone messages or working on new designs. We may also spend a whole day outside the office, either meeting with potential or existing clients, visiting project sites for our designs that are being installed, or measuring and photographing a site ahead and starting a new design. Some days it is a combination of all of the above. After a client has accepted a plan and once a contractor is chosen, we attempt to get our client to retain us for project supervision, where we oversee the installation on their behalf. This service includes reviewing the contractor bid, hand-selecting plant material at the local nurseries, and visiting the project site on a regular basis while it is under construction. We also will be on site to hand-locate each plant and then perform a walkthrough with our client at the end of the project. The long hours can sometimes have an effect on the family, Matt from Copper Creek Landscaping said. During the busier parts of our season, I would say that 12 to 14-hour days are fairly normal. During the normal parts of our season, 9 to 10-hour days. It can be hard on the family, but you have to be creative and work around it, which sometimes means you work a few extra hours after the kiddos go to bed. Overall, the schedules can get long during the warmer months, when the work is able to get done. The overall impact on the family can be hard, but like these landscape architects have said, it is comparable to most jobs. You just need to be creative with your time.